Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Blind Monk Show. And it's been a moment since I spoke about a BTRST. To be more specific, it's been 2 days and 23 hours. Damn, a lot of things happen, especially when you're looking at an hourly. Well, this is essentially everything that happened. And so let's try and do a recap. When I was looking at this, I was like seeing this rectangle. To be honest, that was a bit of an aggressive rectangle when I look back at it. But this double bottom here essentially tells us that there would be some double top somewhere. Unfortunately, this is not the cleanest of price action, but you might see here, if I try and do that, that's not quite a coincidence. Given that this is a high, so we see a low here. The reason I took it is because that's how you can draw it. You see the low, and then it comes up, reflex, and comes down, then it goes up. I'm ready to bet you that on top of that, you could see here the pink line, which is the 61.8. And again, just to give you an insight, if this is 100, this is 1, this is 61%, which is a Fibonacci number. It's the golden ratio. Does it matter? Nothing really matters. It's whatever you make out of it, and it matters for me. I like it. I usually like to go to it because for me, this is the reload zone, this rectangle over here. So if the price was coming down, it's going up. It wants to reload, then come down again. It could be. Like it kind of did here. You know, it went up, tried to reload, but then they wanted to support, and then it's like yay, but nope. As we said last time, it got denied, and then came here, held. Build some momentum, only to go up, return to this level. Very interesting. I mean, look at where it closes, right? It like literally goes at where the previous close was. That's fascinating. It means they're still resisted. It means that it's a fight, you know. And this is when eventually, when you have a double bottom followed by a double top, that's usually not gonna hold, and especially it comes down and stops. I mean, if you want to go long, you could have one long stop here and say like, you know what, I'm happy. I'll go long here. I'll take a stop loss here. We're good to go. But yeah, you could have done the same thing here. By the way, this could also have been an area where you would be like, I want to buy. Actually, all these red dots for you are like your RSI being oversold. Yeah, so it's essentially you could have bought here, but you could also have bought here, and then you would have to DCA only to maybe either scratch or make some money. Whatever is your cup of tea of trading, whatever your strategy is. Sorry, I'm being a bit fast here, talking about the different strategies. Let's try and clear things up. Let's try and see what we're doing. So the one thing I don't like, if you're a bull, is that, you know, I'll keep the rectangle for historical purposes, but this point over here is the low. This is also where we stopped. You know, you want to call it coincidence? I don't know. I just know it came here. There's also another thing, you know, just to talk about the Fibonacci numbers. Let's draw a Fibonacci from here to here on that particular leg, and leg being this, right? Guess what? 61.8 reloads. So in a way, the kind of idea is whenever you're coming up and down, you have a certain trend. You could always kind of bet on this. And if you want to try and do it algorithmically, what you could do is you could take Hikinashi, just as coloring, like, you know, for example, you say that I have a high here, I have a low here, I have another low here. So what I do is I take Fibonacci from this, from here to here, and then boom, I get my either 50%. When you have a very strong downtrend, 50% might be a bit too much. Like when you start seeing the price returning to the 61%, that's an action of a range of a lot of momentum, because essentially what it's saying is that if the price was coming down and it reverses all the way to 60%, it means that the bears are not very convinced. When it comes down to 50, that's fine. 50 with a double top, it means that the bear are like still here. I mean, think of it differently, you know. Let's try and draw a Fibonacci from here to here. You notice that it barely goes to 33%, it doesn't even touch it. It doesn't even care. This is how much the momentum is to the downside. And so you notice that the only moment we start seeing things reversing, like, you know, 61.8 again here, we have probably another 61.8 here, you know, another 61.8, boom, one more time, and then a very cheeky one here, another one. You know, with time you get to see them. It's not like, you know, and again, it doesn't mean that all 61.8 are going to be, I mean, this one here I just showed you is not something I would trade, because it's not, I mean, I could if I want to gamble, but it's not part of the rules. The rules is that, you know, you have, for example, your two moving averages, they're coming down, your trend is going down, you're breaking lower lows, you're making lower highs. Now you see like the reds in a row, you register where this is, you register where this is, you draw your fib based on these. This is how you would write it as an algorithm. This is how I would code it myself, and this is how I would actually trade it. I mean, you have to be consistent, otherwise you're cheating. And if you cheat, you lose money. Simple as that. So let's go back a bit to the 1618. So we saw it here, and so what's very tricky about what's happening here is that, you know, again, it's a fight, because check this out. You have the low here, and that's where the price is holding, and on top of that, this is another potential reload zone. Okay, but the thing is, there's, when we were looking at this here, I was excited. I thought, well, bulls have a chance. But this was a big, massive flag, this reversal. And then we have one support, we come back down to it, we just try and hold, we can't, we return, we reverse, and here we're trying to do it as resistance. This is the problem. I mean, on the one hand, this is nice overall for bulls. It says that there's a slowdown of momentum. But what's not good is that, you know, this was not lost, this was not lost, this was not lost, and this was not lost. None of these guys are being lost. I mean, for Christ's sake, this one is not lost, this one is not lost. I mean, barely. This one is, you know, not lost. And by not lost, I mean, like, you know, you maybe return all the way to them, like here, but you just never did like this, and like went, you know, above and went up. We never did that. So if you never did this, it just means that it's not, you know, we're still going down, unfortunately, and there's no room for, there doesn't seem to, like, the bulls were trying here. I mean, can you imagine, like, it took 3 days of going in sideways circles, right? If you just do look at here, in 3 days, we lost 50%. Here in 3 days, we just did nothing. Right, so there's a fight, and usually a fight could be a potential reversal, but at no point did the moving average reverse, at no point were the highs lost, at no point was nothing lost. So, you know, if here I was sold on the idea of we could go up, that kind of got me worried. This is like, I don't know, man, I'm not convinced. And that's also very important. Think about it, like my emotional feeling about what I'm seeing in the markets, about not being convinced, is also what other people are seeing. So if someone is trying to go along here and then they break even at this point, all right, and then there's like, I'm gonna go long again here, and then they have to DCA and then they break even at this point here, and then it comes down, they're like, oh, thank God I didn't keep it, because now I'll be going back to under. You know, so like if you're a bull, you got, I mean, hey, here you might have made some money, but you just know that's not the run you're looking for. Here, no run. Here, no run. Here, absolutely nothing. Here, well, maybe a run, but you know, I didn't even break these guys. So if you're a bull, you're constantly being denied. If you're a bear, you're constantly being rewarded. It's like, yay. I mean, if you sold anywhere here, it's like, oh, thank God I sold, you know, because you obviously cannot short these guys right now because it's not even the future. So that's the thing. And this point over here, there's like this like touch and go, like coming and touching this area. This one, this is the middle of where we spend 3 days working. It's right here. That's the 50%. Sorry, that's the 50%. We just returned to it and came down. So overall, I'm feeling more bearish, even though this were also things, you know, when we go into psychology, the fact that I kind of gave up hope, means that other people's might also have, could also signal this is the end of it and the potential reversal. But I doubt it, because this usually happens when you have like a V-shaped kind of thing, like we saw with the Corona. That being said, there's one thing I wanted to add in the end. First of all, two things. We don't see massive orders. We see lots of people wanting to sell. That's... I mean, these could be interesting points to track, but imagine like the price wants to return to these points that are over here and over here. I mean, again, like this is not random. Do you think this is random? I say that's not random. Setting orders are where the highs and the lows are. I mean, you're gonna say this is algos or human beings. I don't know. I just know they're setting orders over there. Just as a reminder, this is where the sitting, like this is the order book. This is where prices are. This is like you have massive orders being sitting there. Actually, could be interesting for the fun of it. Nah, man, I don't want to look at it. But there's one thing I want to say though, is that while all of this was happening over here, and we saw this kind of looking rally. The overall market, the Bitcoin market has been stagnating. I mean, Bitcoin is kind of doing nothing right now. But the NAS, traditional markets, my God, look at that. Here, the NASDAQ, Ooh, on the 4 hours. There's a 4% drop, like 600 points. Do you know what that means? If you have a single Nasdaq contract, this means that you just made $12,000. It's a lot of money. I mean, maybe not for you crypto kids. Yeah, but it's a big deal. Like 600 points on the Nasdaq, that doesn't happen every single day. This is a massive flush, in the market. I mean, just look at the range that we're seeing here. So what we're trying to say is that the overall market, the euro is coming down. Yeah, it's coming down massively. The indexes are just like holding, they're also coming down. Bitcoin and Ethereum are just, again, this is not good because, you look at how many times we just went. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. This support helped 5 times. At none of those times did it generate something of a substantial rally. Like, for example, let me give you what a substantial rally looks like. We have a low here, or an area here. Let's call it an area. We have this low, all right? We have this low. Oh, I apologize. It's not the best of flows. All right? You touched it once, twice. You touched, and then you have enough energy to return and actually break and build support and come up. Now, granted, now it goes down, but eventually it goes even higher. So what I'm trying to say is that when you come and test it, even here, test 1, 2 times. Here, there's 2 tests. Like 1, 2, 3. Up, we make higher highs. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We made actually lower highs. So we're losing steam. And now here, this is actually very bearish. Bearish doesn't mean to take a trade, because here it's a no trade zone, because this is very, very tricky. I mean, you might be tempted to say, oh, I'm gonna buy over here, but don't forget, this could be the area where everyone's gonna be flushing up. This is all your longs might be actually putting stop loss here. All your short might be actually looking to, eventually not cover, but this is where they're gonna get excited because they're gonna get rewarded. So I don't know, Bitcoin is kind of in this area where, I mean, even Ethereum. Ethereum looks even nastier. Look, the thing I see on Ethereum here is, maybe if you take this, and I'm taking that because this is where the price comes down, and I want to add it with this, all right? Like this zone. And this is a zone where we reloaded on the way up multiple times over here. We reloaded once, 2, 3, 4, and then this time where we bounce, and then one more time, and one more time, and now we lost it. We lost its return, and then now we're actually reversing it. So it's a bit dangerous, because now essentially what it says is that if 2700, just to say it around the number, if 2700 breaks on Ethereum, if, what was it on Bitcoin? If 41,200 breaks on Bitcoin, then the market is going to go down. Then this is a flush where we might actually be, if you want to put an objective, you could say an objective at the reload zone, actually. As a matter of fact, at these guys at 3,800. But this could be even more aggressive, going all the way down to here, to 30,000. Yeah, so when we take the Bitcoin, Ethereum, and the overall market, it seems to be kind of waiting for something. So BTRST, yeah, as long as BTRST doesn't make higher highs, there's nothing for you to be done over here. You just gotta wait and pray. So yeah, without further ado, I think, again, we're in this area where we're kind of waiting for things to happen on the higher time frame. It's exciting times. Big things will have to come up in the next couple of days, and we'll see. I'm a bit worried about what's going on in the economy here. Like, honestly, between what the euro is doing and what the Nasdaq is doing, that's not good. This is actually pretty dangerously bearish. So we might be coming into a recession. Wait, why is BNB coming up? Oh. All right, without any further ado, I'll stop it here. Thank you so much for being here. If you like what I'm saying, if you like what I'm doing, I'm kind of new over here. Just leave a comment if you want me to focus on some coin. If you want me next time to speak about something else, be it a coin, a crypto, that's the same thing. Be it a coin, a forex, a commodity, an index, whatever. You just name it. I don't really care. I can't take any time frame. I can run the analysis because it's a fractalian system. That's how the world works. I can even do it on your weight. Yeah, I know. It seems weird, but it's just a graph, right? We'll talk about this in the future. So without further ado, I just hope you guys have a wonderful mid of week. I wish that the coins be with you, and see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.